you, and I am here with three wonderful, wonderful gentlemen. I feel so honored and privileged to be here. We just finished up Real Talk the Movement, LA, Change of Heart, Letting Go of Bad Habits. I want to hear from you guys. First of all, thank you all so much for being here on tonight and sharing. Tell me a little bit about, talking about change of hearts, letting go of bad habits. What would be your take on something like that for someone out there that is looking to let go of their bad habits? Any type of advice that you would give them?
The first thing I would say is to be honest with yourself in your assessment of your habit. You know, you have to really identify what you deem as a bad habit before you can make any effort to fix that situation within yourself. So identifying the habit, being honest with yourself, and then taking the proper steps to get help, whether that is through therapy or through just self-discipline, and you know, maybe taking some steps to withdraw from whatever your vice might be. You know, you have to spend some time refraining, and if you can't do that on your own, then that's a clear sign that you need help. That would be my advice.
That's some great advice, Tshombe, my philosopher.
Yes.
Dr. Ryeal.
Wow, I have to agree. That is the advice. That is definitely the advice. You know, admitting, you know, to yourself that you have some bad habits, and you know, once you admit that you have those bad habits, you have to understand too that when we say that that's just the way that I am, it doesn't necessarily mean that's the way that you have to be.
This is true. Great
you know,
statement.
and that it's okay for change. And it doesn't necessarily mean when you change that you're changing for other people, but you're actually changing for self.
For yourself. The betterment of you.
That's right, the betterment of you.
The betterment of you. It's okay. Yes. And Roland.
Well, for me, bad habits and understanding the differences, because you have to understand also that there are good habits. So by the very definition, something that is holding you back, something that is keeping you from really making those connections and those relationships that are valuable to you, that are helping you move forward. It's really taking a look at those things and really looking at them for what they're bringing into your life. As what has been said, you know, change is something that we all are going to go through. You know, even as we get older, our hair changes, you know, our body changes. Change is a natural process, but growth is optional. And we have to make the decision to grow from those changes by recognizing that there are certain things that are holding us back in our relationships, and that those things begin with us.
They begin with us, and a lot of times we have to recognize the fact that it has to start with us first.
Absolutely.
How can we have a meaningful and a relationships that's built on abundance if we don't deal with what we have to deal with on ourselves?
That's
like
right.
you guys said, recognizing it. And a lot of times you look in the mirror, it's not always a pretty picture, and we've all had to do it. So can you guys give me some type of exercises that people can actually do to even get to that place of learning how to recognize, or just some techniques that they can do? I know one time you talked about just being by yourself sometimes. But
one major exercise is solitude, spending time alone, entertaining yourself, finding out what it is that you like, what it is that you need, what it is that you might have to implement in your life to actually make progress. We can always seek for these answers outside of ourselves, but 9 times out of 10, until we do that work that is internal, we are only going to get other people's opinions about what they think is right for us, and we still won't know what's right for us because we haven't taken that time. So one of the first things that I can suggest is going on a hiatus, even if it's not a total hiatus, but just finding that time to meditate and to break away from all other distractions and get into yourself 100%. You know, even if you might have to be a little selfish.
That's
You
right.
know, just say,
Be selfish.
turn the phone off, or you know, turn the ringer down,
Shut the laptop.
and close the laptop, and just deal with the voice between your ears and behind your eyes. It will tell you things about yourself that no one else can.
That no one else can. Wow, that's deep. That's why he's my philosopher.
Absolutely.
And a deep
Dr.
philosopher.
Ray, deep philosopher.
Yes, yes. And I never like to talk after him because he just takes it all and I have nothing to say.
Where's
Oh, you
that?
have plenty. You have plenty.
But you know, that is so right. It takes 30 days. 30 days to break a habit.
30.
So take it day at a time. But you have to get to the point where you realize and you want to change. When you know you want to change, you can do it. You can definitely do it. And remember, when you're doing it, it says something about yourself. It says that I love you. One of my quotes is, respecting yourself is knowing yourself in order to love yourself. So doing something about it says to yourself, I love you. I love you. And you can say that constantly when you're walking around the house, constantly say, I love you. I love you. I love you. And that's respecting yourself. That's showing self that you're doing something about the change.
About the change.
That's right.
I love me. You love you.
I love you.
I love you too, Tshombe. I love you too. Roland, an exercise.
Well, if it was hard for you to follow, I'm really in the bad.
You guys are awesome.
Actually, one exercise that really helps me to focus in on me is what they call the as is, should be, barrier, and payout model. And that's taking a look at your habits as they are, taking a look at who you truly are today, and then taking a look at what it should be. Who's the person that you should be? And then looking at what's the barrier between those two. And then looking at yourself and saying that if I remove that barrier, what's going to be my payout? And we have to understand that when we understand what our payout is going to be, our motivation to change is built in.
It's built in.
So take a look at where you're at today. Take a look at where you want to be tomorrow. Figure out what the barrier is between those two, and understand what you're going to get out of the deal if you do it.
If you do it.
If you do it.
And that's the key. You have to do it.
That's
if
right.
you want change.
If you want change.
If you want change. Those are your exercises. I tell you, I said tonight, I took a look at these gentlemen on this panel and said, you know what, if we were somewhere else, people would have paid a whole lot of money just to see you guys. This is Real Talk the Movement. This is LaTanya Washington. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We call it Real Talk Voices. I appreciate you all so very
We
much.
appreciate you.
Tell us where people can find you. Roland.
You can find me at www.guoyabs, which is Get Up Off Your Butt and Succeed.com.
We like that. Yes.
You can find me, relationship coach, Ryeal.com. Ryeal, relationship coach, Ryeal. You can also find me on Prepare and Enrich if you're looking for professional counseling or therapy. And you can also find me on Facebook.
Yes.
The relationship coach, Simms, Ryeal Simms on Facebook.
Right there. And it's okay for therapy, you guys. You know, it's okay to have
That's right. It's definitely okay.
You can find me at www.shanti.com, which is TSHANTI for the photographic work. If you want to keep up with my blogs and posts, then log into Facebook and look up Tshombe Tshanti, TSHOMBE TSHANTI, and also in the Real Talk forum where I log in daily and at least try to contribute to the conversation that's taking place one way or another.
Thank you guys so very much. And ladies, do understand there are some good men out there. As a matter of fact, I'm not only flanked by 3 great men sitting next to me, there are men over to my side as well. Once again, this is LaTanya Washington, Real Talk the Movement. You can find us at www.realtalktm.org or contact us. We're on Facebook. Search for us, Real Talk the Movement. We are there. As a matter of fact, you can Google us now. We're there. You can find us. But thank you guys so very much. We love you and we appreciate you. Remember, tonight's topic was a change of heart. Letting go of bad habits. You can do it because we want to see you be nothing but successful. Right?
That's right. Real talk.
Real talk.
The movement.
The movement.